And let's have a closer look at tomorrow's front pages, starting with the Times, Kerry. What have they got?
Yes, well, the Times have interestingly led with a full front page cover of all the victims of the Grenfell disaster. And the story, of course, is that the inquiry has finally reached a conclusion after 7 years. It moved like a sloth in a tank of peanut butter and told us what we already knew. It's been a cruel for those who've been awaiting justice. And I suppose that they've had a huge amount to get through in this inquiry, and it's been very thorough. But we're hearing Sir Keir Starmer has said that companies found responsible by the public inquiry for horrific failings will be banned from winning public contracts. You'd think their new CV would be enough, and it shows exactly what they've been up to. The inquiry basically found everyone involved is guilty, from government level, at local government level, all the building companies involved. It was just horrendous. Resident concerns were ignored. They were dismissed as troublemakers. There is still thousands of people up and down the country in buildings that are unsafe with the cladding, and they're sort of in a time bomb, really. And there was a fire last week at a block in Dagenham. And Phil, you want to jump in here?
Yeah, well, you mentioned the building. There's about 4,500 that have been identified, tall buildings, all with unsafe cladding. And again, like anything here, it's going to be a slow process to try and get that fixed. Now,
but we're already years on. You'd think, if I lived in one of those buildings, I'd be out with a hammer the next morning getting this flammable cladding off my building.
I think part of it, if you're a freeholder of a building, I think if you said, well, right, it's really hard to sell or move out because you're not allowed to, or there's all these extra fees that you have to do. So you're now stuck in a building with extra fees that you didn't sign up for. Like, the danger itself is obviously the main concern, but then there's a financial element where you're kind of stuck and you can't move. So it's all pretty tricky. Happened to a friend of mine, he got out in the end. He's all right. But
it's like every disaster film of the 80s always turns out to be the builders cutting corners. That's we know this.
Alien.
You think this is something we'd all watch out for and say that there should have been processes in place, because they're also talking about new legislative. I had to actually move to say the word then. Changes to deal with this, but you'd think laws for criminal negligence already exist. So I'm kind of surprised that we need new ones. But
getting down to the actual cladding itself, I think it was just the amount, the cost that they were shaving off. It was like thousands of pounds when it could have been other cladding that isn't flammable. So, it seems crazy that, just that small incentive to just, increase the profit margin by a few £1,000 could lead to such a horrific tragedy. And also the people in the flats were told to stay in their flats.
Yes.
I got to be honest, the same thing
was tragic.
The same thing happened in 9/11. People were told to stay in the Twin Towers. I got to be honest, if I'm ever in a block of flats that's on fire, I am going to get out as soon as possible. I am not, this is a lesson. Both those things are lessons to us. Don't listen to anybody and get out, I think.
But it makes it all the more tragic, doesn't it? Trusting the authority when it's the authority that let you down in the first place. So, the whole thing is one great big horror. But glad the inquiry's finally over, and then that people can get some justice now, I guess. So
hope so. And moving on, we've got something a bit lighter in the Daily Star, Jonathan.
Absolutely. Well, it could actually be the most interesting thing of all time if it becomes true. But let's get to the headline. OK. I'll tell all I know about the little green men. So this is a headline in the Star. First of all, a bit harsh. They've said orange man baby at the top. They just had to take a swipe at Trump there. It didn't really seem like he's being...
That's not one of the aliens. That is Trump.
Orange man baby, yeah.
Yeah, they're green man baby.
True. Oh, get them together. It's like Tic Tac, which is also a UFO. Anyway, right. So basically, this is an interesting story because Trump has said in the middle of a big interview with, I think it was Lex Fridman, the podcaster and CII plant, and just a cool guy.
Superman's enemy.
Is he? Oh, yeah, Lex Luthor. He has hair, this guy. But Trump has said that if he gets in, he's going to reveal all the secrets of Area 51 about all the spaceships that have been either dug up or crash landed.
Why didn't he do it before?
Yeah, why didn't he do it before? He knew it.
He had that chance, didn't he?
This time I'll do it. I think he knows
it's like Kamala when she says, when I'm in power, I'm going to fix the economy. It's like, you're in power.
This is just Trump says things, really, isn't it? Trump vows to release new Pentagon UFO videos if he wins after admitting there could be life on other planets. What does he mean admitting it? He's admitting it like he knows or he's responsible for it. He's going to release all the file, and we had a load of files released a while ago, didn't we, with the FBI files and so on in it. There is a few things that are hard to explain, and maybe there is alien life visiting us. It seems odd that they largely choose America and like to be seen by American pilots and not the rest of the world.
They're all over the place. They are.
Yeah,
They're in Russia.
In Scotland. In Scotland,
the abductees tend to be American. There's an awful lot. They travel millions of light years to come here and probe my anus. In Scotland, there's better things to do.
In Scotland, there's a triangle around Falkirk. I don't know what it is about Falkirk if they put something in the Buckfast, but there are a lot of UFO sightings there. But Trump has also said something a bit closer to home. He's going to release the Epstein files. So Epstein Island, where obviously rich and powerful men like Bill Clinton and Bill Gates travelled, or were on his private jet, may have gone there, and could have been
Stephen Hawking?
Could have been Stephen Hawking. Yeah. And there are a lot of girls there, some of them apparently underage, according to the charges that were laid against Jeffrey Epstein. And Trump said on the podcast, he said, a lot of powerful men went to this island. Fortunately, I was not one of them. Suggesting that if he got an invite, he would have been there.
Yeah.
Which,
is he just angry he wasn't invited? Is that what you think?
Yeah, now he's getting revenge.
Yes.
But yeah, are you looking forward to the Epstein client list? I don't know why isn't the Epstein client list been released either? Surely we should know which rich and powerful men were going to Epstein Island to get up to no good with underage girls.
Yes. What possible reason is there for keeping that a secret? I mean, the UFO files as well, but you think this one would have some kind of priority, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
We need to know what went on at this billionaire island where you can do this ultimate fantasy island.
Yeah.
Like that, the regular program of the...
Get a spaceship.
The what?
Getting a spaceship.
Do you think the UFO files are going to reveal that's what's happening?
I think so, yeah.
It's
all connected. It's all connected. I've got all the string on my wall to...
There was the UFO sightings in Lincolnshire a few years back. You remember that one where people saw lights in the sky, the balls of light they couldn't explain, and a wind farm got hit. One of the blades came off a wind in a wind farm, and wind turbine. And at the time, everyone was saying that it can't be explained by any natural phenomenon. Aliens have travelled all this way and then lost control of their vehicle at the last minute. But it turned out when they looked into it, there was a fireworks display going on down the road, and there was just damage and metal fatigue of the wind farm.
Let's finally just end on this quickly. It's a story in the Telegraph about sewage.
OK, so this is the water companies that the government is now going to block rewards given to company bosses who've received £26 million in bonuses since 2019, despite these sewage spills. And the industry regulator that has the unfortunate name Ofwat, careful how you say it, is consulting on this. Some of the companies have refused to take bonuses, and some of them, like Anglian Water's boss Peter Simpson, has taken 302,033 I don't know what the 33p was about, but that seems like quite an extraordinary amount to be putting sewage into our waters. And,
and also losing a lot of shareholder value as well.
Well, absolutely, yeah. And it's also just not what their job is supposed to be, and it's concerning. My grandfather once said, if you're thinking of pooing in a river, think of the little fishes. They do it, so you may as well. But he was mad, so I don't know why I thought that.
And he didn't run Thames Water.
Well, he didn't, fortunately, but I think maybe he would have been popular with them.
What's odd here is Keir Starmer has actually gone on record and said that we'll be pollution-free from the river to the sea. So I don't really know what to make of that. But
OK, well,
he said it.
That is the front pages done and dusted.